Hey everyone, welcome to a long overdue episode of Real Talk. It's been a few months. We took a bit of a break due to so many things going on, and I am extremely excited to get it up and running again. And today's guest, I'm really happy and excited that she's accepted to jump on. She is an Australian household name, and she has been for the past 8 years. She's an amazing artist, and she's done so many great things. She won X Factor in 2012. She's a triple platinum recording artist in Australia, and it's my absolute pleasure to invite Samantha Jade onto the show. And I'm just trying to see if she is currently here. Just bear with me, everyone, as we're trying to find Sammy, and she has just joined, and I will send her a request.
Hello.
Hello, the wonderful Sammy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. Amazing. It's just crazy how these technology things are working these days, especially during COVID, and how we're all becoming a bit more tech savvy.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's like the new way of doing everything is like Zoom and, Instagram, and it's crazy. I've learned a lot about social media and these
I
things.
know. It's so good. Thank you so much for accepting to come on in such short notice. So it's wonderful to have you. I was just doing a bit of a bio on you regarding what you've been doing. We met in 2012 because I was always hanging around Nathaniel on X Factor. So we
Yes,
met there. And it's just been such a long journey. It's been 8 years, but you've just achieved so much. And it's just like, I was like, well, she's just released a new single and I love it. Why not reach out to her and see if she wants to like have a bit of a chat about that and talk about how things were for you this year? Because I'm sure a lot of people went through a lot of ups and downs, and coming from a creative person to another creative person, how that affected you. And I know you've been engaged and had to postpone all of that, so that could have been a bit tough. But yeah, just Real Talk is just about getting on and having a chat about you and how things are and how you dealt with this year, and kind of go from there and talk about new projects that you have up and coming.
great. I love it.
So you've recently, let's go back. So you won X Factor in 2012, and obviously with the
Yes.
hype and everything that you did amazing, triple platinum. You won the best video as well in the ARIA charts. Um, how was it for you? Was it life-changing? Because I know you tried to, a few years back, well, you went to America to break into the American market, then you came back to give it another shot here, and it fell all in your favor. How was that, if anyone's listening as an artist? Like, what kind of things inspired you to keep pushing through?
I mean, I honestly, X Factor in my mind at the time with what I had kind of gone through, it had been, for me, it had been 10 years. So
Mm,
I had been signed to a label when I was 15, and then I won X Factor when I was 25. So
yeah,
it was like a 10-year journey of the industry and just like trying and hoping,
yeah,
failing
yeah,
and getting back up again.
of course.
And those things are just, they're just so, the industry is so tough, and it's
Mm,
really tough to pick yourself back up. It really
yeah,
is. So it took me a lot to even do that audition, and then to be able to win. I mean, I truly didn't think I'd win. I mean, you can ask
of
anyone. I
course.
mean, especially Nathaniel. I used to say to Nathaniel like every week, like, I'm off
Yeah.
this week, and he'd be like, don't be afraid. But I would say goodbye to the catering,
Yeah.
the crew, and everyone, because I just didn't think it would be possible. And I guess it just shows that you seriously don't know. And I feel like you're always just one opportunity away from the right opportunity, or the life-changing moment. And so I'm so
Absolutely.
glad, because I was about to really give up, and I thought, this is my last shot. I'm going to give it my everything. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that my family and myself pushed me to try again, because it ended up being the thing that I needed.
Right. No, And it is quite tough. And a lot of people keep saying, you know, these TV shows that we have going on, you know, in talent, it's all just for television. No, it is still very, 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 very hard work. And obviously, winning X Factor is no small achievement, and you rightfully deserve it. So from then, you've become a household name. 8 years later, you know, we're seeing you on television. You're releasing successful singles, collaborating with amazing writers. Your last, I love the one you did with Carmen Newboy. I absolutely love it. So she does a lot with Rodney, and I do a lot of stuff with Rodney. And I'm just like, it's
Yeah.
got a very European vibe. And I'm like, this is sexy. This is very, what inspired all of that? Because it is quite different. And when you're looking at it visually, it doesn't look Australian, if you know what I mean. It looks like you're really competing with the Americans, which is a great thing in entertainment.
It sure is. Thank you so much. I think that,
That's all right.
you know, with that song, she came to Australia, and it was last year around this time that we wrote it. And it was, you know, summer, and you know, Australia in summer is just magical. There's something about
Absolutely.
there's something in the air. And we were at the time, obviously COVID wasn't a thing, so
Of
we were
course.
like, let's go out dancing. Anyway, we didn't end up going out dancing. We ended up writing this song, and it was so fun because that became like, you know, the moment. Like, I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this feels like our own little club in the studio, and that's what we wanted
Absolutely.
to feel. We wanted to feel like we
Amazing.
were dancing and having fun, and, you know, feeling like we're young again. And it was just, it's all, that song is just about putting a song on, dancing in the mirror, and feeling like you're escaping your life for that moment.
And I think a lot of people can play that now because people are looking
Yes,
for any type of positivity. So
totally.
it's come at the right time. And
Yeah.
with COVID, when I listen to your single, it reminds me of the days when I was in Mykonos, and it reminds me of all the European
Yes.
tours. I'm just like, oh my God, I love
Oh,
this. I love this.
I love Europe. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
It's so good. You have an album as well coming out sometime early 2021. Is there anything you can throw out there for people that are listening?
Yeah, well, do you know what? It's one of those. I mean, obviously, this year has just been like, you know, a
Yeah.
mess. And we were going to put the album out, and I had everything ready. And then the beauty of this year, and the beauty of what it, you know, did for my record, is I was able to go in and go, I might fix that vocal, or I might change that lyric, or you know, I've been able to kind of sit with the songs and the record and go, actually, that song doesn't fit anymore, what I want to say,
Yeah.
or now I want to rewrite this or that. So I'm actually still kind of working on it. I thought I was done until I had time, and now I'm kind of revisiting some things. But I love so many of the songs on it. I mean, of course, they're all my babies, I feel,
Of
but
course.
I've written some really real things that I feel like I haven't said yet. So I feel like that's going to be a really nice thing for the people listening, because I've such incredible supporters, and they always write to me, and I always listen to what they're saying, and I love having that connection. I think we're really lucky this day and age. We can connect with the people who listen to our music, you know, firsthand. So I listen to a lot of the feedback, and I've taken that into consideration with this record.
Has this year been? I mean, it's been so new for so many people. A lot of people experiencing a lot of mental health issues. The list goes on. We won't make it too depressing, but how has this year affected you as a woman, as a human, and also as a creative soul?
Oh, I mean, I think, you know, of course, it's affected everybody. It's such a tough year on everybody, because, you know, security has been taken from us, and so we're all kind of just floating around, not knowing our future and what's going to happen. I think for me personally, with, you know, being a musician,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's been tough, because, you know, my favorite part about what I do is performing on stage. That is my favorite part about what I do, and I love singing live. That is my favorite thing, on stage, to people, to see their reaction in their faces. Like that's my favorite thing. And I haven't been able to do that this year, and I also haven't been able to hire my team, you know, my singers, my musicians, my dancers, and that takes its toll too, because you just feel terrible that you're not able to employ these people that rely on you. So it's just been tough all round, and I think it's also made everybody kind of hold up a mirror
Yeah.
and do some work, which grateful for, because I think a lot of the time, you know, you would know with our schedules, we don't
Yeah.
get to do that kind of, you know, well, it's not that we don't get to do it, we probably can, but we're
Yeah.
like too busy moving and going that we forget.
Prioritize. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's, you know, having a look back, if someone told me, hey, you're going to be locked down for about 6 to 8 months, I would have been, what? No, no. But
yeah,
the fact that we've gone through it, it's quite weird. Even though we've been on a lockdown, I feel like that society have somewhat become a little bit closer to one another, because,
absolutely.
you know, we all have individual lives. People may have different issues.
Yeah,
Just an easy one. Someone may have a financial issue.
yeah.
But the fact that we're all going through this together, it's kind of, I wouldn't say, hey, Sammy, what did you do today? We're kind of living the same life this year.
Yeah,
We're in lockdown.
yes.
I went from the bathroom to my living room. That's what I
Yeah.
did today. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
And
yes,
I just feel like it's created some type of unity amongst everyone. So it's been somewhat
yes.
beautiful, but sad at the
Yeah.
same time.
Absolutely, and there, you know, there's that saying that, you know, you can find beauty in the darkest of times, but and it is true, because I do feel like I had the time to sit down and write, you know, to everyone who writes to my Instagram. Because a lot of the time when you're actually on the road and you're doing stuff, you don't have time to do that. But I've had such a good relationships with so many of my followers and things like that. That's just a little thing that's come out of it. It's been really great. So there have been those shining things that have, you know, come through the darkness.
Absolutely. A lot of people are saying, is there any talks of you going back on Home and Away, making appearances? I'm just seeing a lot of
Oh,
messages come
oh
through,
yes.
and people are like, is she getting on TV? I'm sure you're doing something for Christmas. Is that right? Or
I
is it, I can't disclose anything. I'm not sure.
no, I can. So I am doing carols in the
Okay.
domain, which is on channel 7, and it is on.
Beautiful.
I think it is the 23rd, but
Okay.
it's not in the domain this year, obviously, because of
Right.
COVID. So it's in the ICC, so carols in the ICC. But I've done the Sebastian carols, which was incredible, which is actually tomorrow night. Going to be able to watch that. So I mean, right now, all the Christmas stuff, and I just love Christmas so much. Christmas,
Absolutely.
it just brings me such joy, truly brings me joy. I just absolutely love it. But TV wise, with Home and Away and things like that, I mean, I'm sure it depends if the character has
Sure.
more to say. I mean, it always comes back to, you know, you don't just do something so you can be on TV. You
Of
do
course.
a great role. And when I got offered that role, and when we were talking about that role 5 years ago, whenever it was,
Yeah.
I was really intrigued to play this role, because she was a mum. She was very different to me. She had a life that was very different to mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to play this. Like, this is cool. This is so different than anything I am, and I want to see how I can portray this. So I think my next role that I play is going to have to be something that you know, is very different, and I think that would be really cool.
I'm assuming your comfort is more on stage than in front of the camera. Yeah.
Definitely. I just, you know, there's something about it. There's nothing that brings me that kind of fulfillment. It's crazy. It's just an amazing feeling. Even we filmed the Sebastian carols, I think, last week, and I hadn't been on a stage in such a long time. And when I came off, I literally had goosebumps all over my body.
Wow.
So, oh, my soul, no, this is very deep,
Yeah.
feels full.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
It's the good drug that we get when we go on stage. That feeling of, I mean, not this year, but when there's people there, especially chanting your song with you. I mean, that feeling, I mean, even for me, I had goosebumps when I went to Greece to perform my single.
Yeah.
I wrote that song. I mean, this is G-rated, but I was in my underwear at night. I woke up with the melody in my head. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
And then a year and a half later, I'm in Greece performing in front of 20,000 people singing the song. And it gives you a bit of a flashback to how that song came to life. Somewhat funny, because I remember myself in my PJs, but at the same time, 20,000 people who don't speak English, is not their number one language, singing back to you. That was, it's a drug that no one can understand unless they go through that. And I know you have.
Yeah. So I know, and it's so hard to explain, because you don't have the words, but it is. It's
Yeah,
just like, it's such an incredible feeling because it's exactly
it
that.
is.
Like, you're thinking of that moment that that melody came to you, like, and you're watching these people when you don't know their life, you know, singing back, you know, those moments that are so special to you. I know it's really amazing.
So we won't get too much into the details, but you had to postpone your wedding because of COVID.
Yes,
And that
yes,
would have been tough. That would have been
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
And we're not going to talk about what the next schedule is for your wedding, but I mean, Pat, I've known for 8 years. He was the one that actually helped me out with my single.
Oh yes.
How did you, how was that? How was COVID? And in Perth, my cousin lives all in Perth. They're all in Perth and they're just living a normal life. I'm like, how the hell are you guys living a normal life?
Oh my
He's like,
God.
masks.
I know, because I'm from Perth, so,
Yeah.
and I just keep seeing my brothers. They're out, they're at clubs. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm
What's
kind
going
of nervous for them. Going,
Yeah.
something, and they're like, it's fine, completely back to normal. I'm like, okay, good. But yeah, the wedding, you know, I'm obviously from Perth, so
Yeah.
the borders have been shut, and who knows if they're gonna. I mean, they're open right now, but I'm not getting excited until I'm on the plane.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how I'm playing it right now.
Absolutely.
Just up and down. But yeah, we couldn't get married because they obviously wouldn't have been able to come to the wedding. So there's no wedding there.
No.
But you know what? Of course, it was devastating because when you start planning, you get so excited, and then to have
Yeah.
to, you know, not be able to follow through is really tough.
Of course. Of course.
The thing that we, you know, just kept kind of saying to each other is everyone's in the same boat. You know, it's not like it's just us. Everyone's feeling the same way. Even if it was Sydney or Melbourne or wherever it was, you know, you could only have 10 or 20 people at the time or whatever it was. And, you know, you can't dance or the restrictions. But I just kept thinking that is, you know, I'm not the only person dealing with this. Like, there's so many people in the same predicament as me. So we're kind of just going, listen, this year's pretty much done. So we're not going to worry about it this year, and we'll figure it out next year. Like, it's just...
That's amazing. Well, you guys have each other and there's no expiration date on that. And at the end of the day, when things fall into place, I'm sure it will all work out very, very well.
Yeah.
So next year's coming, and is there anything specific you want to promote to people that are listening right now? Anything that you're doing specifically besides the new album and the single that's just been released?
Yeah. Well, yeah, single and album next year. I'm just excited to actually perform. I mean, that is my, you know, as we were just saying, that is my favorite thing to do. And so I'm just so excited to get out there and actually see the people who buy the records. And I think that even something like an in-store, you know, we haven't been able to do this year, and that is so important because, you know, we get to meet those people and we get to thank them in person, and we get to, you know, ask some questions in person and see them with your CD that you worked hard on, buying their hard-earned money, you know, using their hard-earned money to buy it. And those things are really, really special for me. So I can't wait to have those moments again.
Absolutely.
But I think this year, if what's still coming up is obviously Carols in the Domain, but at the ICC. And I was lucky enough to actually do a mission with the Salvation Army this year, because this year started off crazy with the fires.
Yes,
and that was
yes.
like the first crazy thing that happened before COVID. And we were so lucky because we got to go there before kind of COVID hit. So we got to go see, spend time with these families who had been, you know, devastated by these fires. And then we got to go back in November last month. And there's a TV special on that, which is pretty amazing, tugging on the heartstrings, that airs, well, it's aired once and it's going to air again on Christmas Eve.
Well, hopefully, whoever hasn't seen it, go watch it. I saw a little clip of it, which was beautiful. And then I saw another one that Guy and Jules were doing with Amazon for the same. That was beautiful. And it's just so nice that these organizations can just realize that, look, we're making so much money. Let's just give some to people that are, you know, in actual need. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful that you guys are doing that. You know, you guys have a lot of strength and power to empower people, and a lot of people look up to you guys as well. And it's just wonderful that you have that set aside, as well as, you know, creating great music and breaking records. It's great that you're giving back, and I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you know, what comes with this profile is exactly that. You know, you have to use it for the right things,
Mm.
and I think it's really important, especially with you know, how blessed we are. Doing those things truly are just so rewarding, selfishly for us too.
Yeah.
It's just so incredible to actually, you know, be able to sing for people and touch their hearts. I was so lucky on this Salvo's mission. I got to see this absolutely beautiful man. So many beautiful people found
Absolutely.
this beautiful man who I just absolutely love. Like he's going to be like a person for me
Mm.
forever now. And he wasn't going to come to the dinner, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to come to the dinner. Like, you know, I'm a bit tired." And I sang Amazing Grace. I had heard that he liked that song, and that was one of
Yeah.
the songs I ever learned. And I
Oh,
sang Amazing Grace, and his face,
that's cool.
you know, when you just know you've connected.
You connected. You won him.
Yeah,
You won him over.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it goes after I say started crying, and then I started crying, of course, because it's just like overwhelming. And then at the very end, he goes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to the dinner." And I was like,
Oh,
yes. So it was so nice for him because he got to actually come to a dinner and socialize, and he ended up having a really great time. So special.
that's so good. Good on you. And I'm glad you know, and I'm going to say this as since we are both musicians, that music is the key to the heart.
Oh,
Regardless, it is the key to
absolutely.
the heart.
Yes.
And it's so good that you are doing this. And you're actually, you know, there's a lot of you guys. I know Guy and all, Chris, everyone
Yeah.
does what they can. And
Yes.
the fact that you're coming together and becoming a stronger empire or a force, it will only make it more possible to create a better society or better world,
Oh,
whichever way we're going right now.
yeah. Yes. Yes. Exactly. No, you're right. It really is. Music is the deepest way, I think, of connecting that we all
Mm,
have. And don't you reckon as well during COVID, the one thing we all did still have was music, you know,
yeah.
and that was so amazing. I mean, because I, being someone who does music, you know,
Mm,
I sometimes don't listen fully to songs, or, you know, I'm always working on music, so I don't listen to things because I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that all day. But I really connected with songs and found new artists, and I thought that was a really incredible thing to do during COVID.
100%. No, you are. Hands down, you're 100% right. And I'm looking forward to a lot more from you, and I'm sure everyone else is just on the verge of anticipation, waiting. You know, you've got a phenomenal. Like as a producer, you've got a great voice, and I
Oh,
think
thank you.
um, there are some talented people out there which I feel, okay, who did you know and how did you get there? But you are so well deserved.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
amazing and humble. And you come. Perth is a beautiful city. My family all live there, and I love Perth. It reminds me of Miami, a mini
It
Miami that
does,
closes at
doesn't
5 p.m. I mean, I went
it?
there once, and we went to the city, and I swear to you, it was like 7:38. No, the city was closed. Not the shop. The city was closed. I'm like, where do
I
we
know.
go? So we went somewhere else to have some bubble tea,
Yeah.
but it's such a beautiful city, especially South Perth, where my family live
Oh,
on the Swan River. Just
yes.
incredible.
Oh,
It's
it's
so
so
nice.
beautiful. And Perth at Christmas time, like in summer, it just comes alive. Like people are
That's true.
out, and it's so beautiful. So fingers crossed that these borders stay open. I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
out there, everybody pray and put positive energy into that.
That's it. Nah, amazing. Sammy, I know you have so many things going on, so we won't keep you up much longer. Just wanted to say thank you for accepting to come on short
Of
notice.
course. Thank you
Your
so
management were
much.
great. Tom was amazing. Shelley was great. They just got back
Oh,
really quickly. And also your support was so amazing. And I just want to say, keep up the great work. Hopefully, I'm going to message Pat one day and say, maybe we can do a collaboration because your voice would be
yes,
amazing on maybe something we could collaborate on. So we
done.
should make that happen. We should make that
Oh,
happen
of
one day.
course. Well, thank you for your time. This has been great.
Pleasure.
I've loved being on your show.
Absolute pleasure, Sammy. You look after yourself. Send my love to
You
Pat, and
too.
we will talk soon.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Mwah.
Christmas to you too. See you. Bye. Hey guys, so that was Samantha Jade. Just a beautiful soul. She's got a great heart and very, very talented. And Australia's, I guess you call it, Australia's own princess. So this was another episode. We will have more coming And sorry for the long delays. This COVID has been throwing people off with restrictions opening, and you know, a lot of people have gotten busy again to get their stuff up and running, but we will have more episodes to come. So follow me if you're not, and we'll have more episodes, and you'll be notified once we have future shows to go live. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon.